What's good? What's good? What's good, world? Welcome back. Trash talking with the old heads. You know what it is.
Ha ha.
Three grown ass men with wisdom, attitude, and no goddamn filter whatsoever.
Ha ha.
Sports, culture, entertainment, politics, whatever the hell else on our damn mind on that particular Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What it do, Greg? What's happening, brother?
We going Elon Musk on you bitches.
And right.
we dropping
Scorched
bombs.
earth. Scorched earth on your
We
ass.
dropping bombs over Facebook. We dropping bombs over TikTok. We dropping bombs, baby.
Right.
You know who it is. It's your boy Greg C in the building down in the basement. You see what's flashing. We got the Roll Tide. I represent Roll Tide all day, every day. No matter if we basketball season, baseball season, of course, football season, and cuffing season. Let's go. No excuses. Play like a champion.
My other old head debater, JW. What it do? I see you with the new Orlando Magic on.
Man, he don't know where his
I've
lies.
rocked the Orlando hat before, representing my boy out of Duke. You know, big bank Caro. You know how he do. He balling out there. He ain't had shit for my Celtics, but that's a whole nother story. But why play like a champion when you can be a champion? You see them boys back there. You see it.
They're not champions.
You see them boys. Who are the reigning champions in the NBA? Reigning.
There are no reigning champions. The reigning champions are done. They're not reigning anymore.
Reigning champs.
It may be raining in Cancun right now, but they are not reigning champions.
18 banners.
Right, exactly. Hey, before we go any further though, we definitely appreciate all the love we got last week on YouTube. Trash talking with the old heads. Do not forget, hit that like and subscribe button when you check out the videos. We definitely appreciate the support. Facebook as well. Trash talking with the old heads, Instagram, TikTok. You can check us out anywhere you like to get your social media, and we there, baby, no doubt. Y'all know how we do it. Ain't no script. Ain't no. Oh, wait a minute. Got a hand up already. Wait a minute. What you got, JW?
We need to spin the block. We need to spin the block right fast, like we say that.
For the audience. And in the block, explain.
Hold on, this spin the block verb. Is this what? Is this the youth? Is this new age era? This millennial? This Gen Y?
Man, spin it. No, not at all. Spin the block is definitely my era at 50 years old. I've been hearing that since I was a little boy. What are you talking about?
The block? Okay, I ain't never heard it.
From my hood.
You come back around all the time, bro. It just comes back around.
You from the country, G, so that's just a little different. Y'all spent dirt roads, down.
Hey man, Birmingham is still country. Just because y'all got a couple of tall buildings, y'all got a bunch of cow pastures too, my nigga.
I don't know what
I'm representing the deck, baby.
I don't even know what would be equivalent.
Ain't no such thing as country in deck town, baby.
So
small city.
I wanted to go back.
City vibes.
I wanted to go back and touch on our all-time Mount Rushmore for the NBA from last week. I felt like
Mount Rushmore.
We got into
hell no.
We got into discussing our choices more so their play and ability, and I don't feel like we did a good enough job in encompassing everything that I believe the Mount Rushmore of the NBA would stand for. So, and real quick, it's not even gonna take long. So, when you hear Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, Greg, they're synonymous with what? When you hear those two names together, they're synonymous with what? Just a few things. When you're talking about their contribution to the NBA.
I don't know. You tell me. I'm not going to play this game with you.
Okay. All right. Well,
you tell me. Dante, did you pick Brian too? You tell me.
I did, sir.
Because it could be a multitude of things. So what you talking about?
So
the smile.
And please stop.
And
please stop looking at it as an attempt to get you to change your mind and take Brian off your list. I don't care about Brian being on your list. I only care about my list. But I do care about some transparency with the fans and you two cats on why I left him off. I know you just like to throw the word hate around, which has nothing to do with my relationship with LeBron James, but that's neither here nor there. When you hear the names Bird and Magic, the first thing that comes to my mind, other than their rivalry and the championships and them
Finally said that they saved the NBA.
Save the NBA. Thank you, Dante. That's one of the first things you think about as far as their contribution to the league. So along those same lines, I could do the same with Mike. You know, Mike showed these cats how to be more of an enterprise in the game. He was recognized as one of the as the greatest player ever. He helped globalize the league with the Olympics in '92, dominance, the greatest scorer we've ever seen. All those things come to mind. So with those things as a part of those four, the four guys that I chose as part of their legacy and their contributions to be on the Mount Rushmore. When you talk about Bill Russell, for me, Bill Russell is a part of the beginning of the NBA. Yeah, we know George Mikan was the best big man coming up, whatever. And they only had, 5 or 6 teams or whatnot. But Bill Russell was part of the integration of the league. He was the game's. He was considered the game's best leader. Definitely considered the game's best winner, and definitely the best defender. If you want to have him 1A or have him 1B, he and Wilt were considered the best defenders in the game. When we talk about LeBron, who's, both of you guys chose, what is LeBron's contribution to the game, aside from his prowess and his greatness as far as scoring and passing and rebounding and being a jack of all trades and that type of thing? And what is the thing that is synonymous with LeBron James in your mind, Greg?
All right, so when we did the Basketball Hall of Fame, Dante, weren't we talking about like basketball skills, like their impact on the court?
Say it.
I mean, so I don't get this whole spinning the block to try to, go into what were their perceptions or what is the first thing you think about when you think about LeBron.
Man, we're not attacking the spin the block, Greg. We're not attacking the spin the block. It don't make sense for me to sit. It don't make sense for me to sit here and go through all that diagramming of what I mean by it, and then you just tear it down. Just give me the damn answer, bro.
Hey man, you gave me the mic. I let you do your thing.
But you tearing down the very thing we're trying to do right out the gate. Just give me the damn answer, bro.
Because it's a different category. What are we talking about? So you trying to do this to
that's not what we doing, Greg. Let's not do that. Don't tell me what I'm trying to do. Don't jump ahead.
I'm telling you what you just said.
Greg,
this is what you just said.
Dante, let's go to Dante.
Jared,
Dante, do me a favor.
Did you die?
Dante,
no, it don't go there.
Do me a favor and tell me what comes to mind when we talk about LeBron James' contribution, legacy towards the NBA as far as him being on your Mount Rushmore. What's some of it? In the same breath as what we just talked about.
Now, it depends on how you want to word it. If I'm a LeBron fan and me being a fair person, I would probably word it as player empowerment.
Okay, I got that on my list. Okay.
The number one thing, I think he contributed. Whether you want to look at it as positive or negative, that's up to you, how you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? This is the age that we're in. And as far as player empowerment and saying, look, I'm not just like Mike. We all felt for a long time he was stuck in Chicago and couldn't move. Now, if he had that, I'm going to put it back on you. If Mike had that power to move, yeah, he may not have gone to play with Magic or Bird, but you don't think he would have left Chicago?
Nope.
We don't know that, though. That's why I don't
I know. You asked me what I think.
know. You know what I'm saying? But if I ask G, he would probably say something different. And that's what I'm saying. We don't know.
I'm gonna say this, what you just ended with, you don't know. That, I mean,
right.
it's a different era. It's a different era. So things were different at the time. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that Mike saved that Magic and Bird saved the NBA and Mike saved the NBA. It was either Magic and Bird, or it was Mike. It was Magic. Mike grew the NBA, but Magic and Bird saved the NBA.
Nobody said Mike saved the NBA.
You just said that, but go ahead.
No, I didn't.
Carry on. You did say that. When you go back and listen.
I did not say that, Greg.
Okay.
Take them goddamn earphones off, my nigga. What are you talking about?
I bet you when you go back.
I said Bird and Magic are synonymous with saving the NBA. I didn't say Mike.
You said, and so did Mike. That was
I did not, Greg.
All right,
Greg, I did not.
But let's say that's his contribution. What are we getting at here?
I didn't say Mike.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I said Mike.
This sounds like Mike, preferences and perceptions rather than what you see on the court. So I'm gonna answer your question. What I was getting at before you so rudely interrupted me, because you know what I'm saying, you got this lust for LeBron James in a negative way.
Diddy lust?
No, it ain't Diddy lust. It's more like
he set it up too well, bro. He set it up too well, bro.
It's more like I hang that nigga if I seen him out on the streets. But nah, I know you don't hate him in that manner, so I'm gonna stop playing in that respect, because I know that pushes your buttons as one of the things that grind your gears. But what I'm saying is that it really it depends on what you perceive as his impact, because he has a lot of different impacts. Let's start with the fact that one of the reasons that we're here, and one of the reasons that the NBA is so relevant is because every single freaking day you can't get away from the Jordan and Bron comparison, the GOAT conversation. That is a product of this era, and who led that era? LeBron James, who is the focal point of a lot of conversations when it comes to the GOAT debate outside of Jordan, because we know Jordan's the GOAT. It's LeBron James. We said player empowerment. What about building an empire?
Your homies along, yeah,
and bringing your homeboys
to
where
the right
way, where they're not hanger-ons, where they are power players in this industry as well, in other avenues. Building your brand as a player, you know what I'm saying? Not just being a commodity for another enterprise, but being your own brand, where you, like Jay-Z said, you're not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Yeah, but that's not just synonymous with him. That's actually him following the blueprint of Michael Jordan. So, but go ahead. It is.
Stop, man.
It
Stop.
is.
Who did Michael Jordan bring with him?
It is. No, I'm not. No, not that part. I'm talking about the branding part. I'm talking about the branding part. Okay. Branding yourself and making yourself an enterprise. That was Mike. Mike continued that on from Dr. J.
But so Mike did his through the sports venue with his shoe company. He was able to angle from another product, but LeBron has built media empires, or in the process of building a media empire. And he's already a billionaire while being a player. So yeah, Mike started it, the endorsement deals and all of that. It grew somewhat because of Mike. It grew and expanded. You know what I'm saying? But it
ain't no somewhat
beyond that.
It ain't no somewhat. So,
yeah, you can
hold on a second. But I guess my question still remains, JW. What we getting at?
Exactly. What are we getting at?
Impact. So what are we getting at?
All right. So the things that you guys are saying, and the things that you guys are saying are things that I actually put down when I was making my list for Mount Rushmore. The first thing I put down was the greatest high school player ever. That's one of the things that come up. Now
that's Kareem.
Now that's what?
That's Kareem.
Right.
to go to the NBA.
Okay.
Out of high school. Damn, boy. How's this so hard? I don't understand.
Well, you just said the greatest high school player.
Didn't put it in those terms, though.
You just said the greatest high school player
greatest high school player to leave to go from high school to
well, if you had said that,
to
we
go
wouldn't
to
have
the
jumped the
NBA.
gun.
Now, to some people, that's arguable because you got Kobe Bryant in the ranks too. A lot of people don't. Some people don't have Bron above Kobe. The career points record that comes to mind. Longevity that comes to mind. Player empowerment era, which Dante which Dante said, and you made a great point, Dante. That's something that can be looked at as positive and negative. When we look at the other players that we have on our Mount Rushmore, positive and negative is not something that comes to mind when we think about what their contribution was. So that was something that stuck in my head too, with the other players that I selected or that we selected, because we got 3 of the same. Free agency, clutch, his front office, him being in the front office, that came to mind. And again, some of that could be looked at as negative. Franchising his friends, which you just mentioned. No questionable or legal issues during his career. That comes to mind. And then the last thing I put was billionaire player. I think Mike and Magic were the first, I think, players to become billionaires. Brian, I think they say he was the first to become a billionaire while still playing or whatever. So all those things.
You left your boy out. What's his name? Played at Milwaukee, I believe. That's it. He was actually the first billionaire NBA player.
Oh yeah. Moncrief.
No, not Moncrief.
Oh no, not Moncrief. Man, he just passed. Who'd you say?
Bridges was his last name.
Bridgman.
Yeah,
Junior Bridgman. That's right. You're right. He was. No, not billionaire. I don't think he became a billionaire.
Yeah, he was. I think he was.
Look that up, Dante. Go ahead. Run your shit.
So yeah. So why you look at
1.4 billion.
Okay, cool. So when I put my list together, those are the things that I thought of too. And again, I really just wanted I did go back to this. I didn't want to spin the block to try to convince y'all to take Bron off your list. That was not my point. I just wanted to, I don't feel like we got enough into the contribution side outside of playing and playing style and abilities. We stayed on that. We did not do justice on the other side of that. And all of those things I just mentioned, as far as why I didn't have Braun on my list, is because a lot of it, like you said, franchising himself and branding, I put that under Mike's umbrella. So I can't put it under Mike umbrella and Braun umbrella. So that was a reason why that was one of the reasons why I left him off the list. The aspect that the player empowerment movement can be a positive and a negative, to me, that made me take them off, because when I look at everybody else's contributions, how can the breaking through the race barrier and all that can be looked at as a negative, so those are some of the reasons why I took Braun or didn't have Braun on my list.
I was about to say, you ain't never took him off. You never put him up there. You can't. You got to have him up there to take him off.
when I laid down the players that I was considering for the Mount Rushmore, I laid down the players I selected, which was Bill Russell, Kareem, Magic, and Jordan, along with, and I mentioned Bird last week, and I mentioned Jerry West. The Bird and Jerry West mentioned was, I'm just going to be honest, they were two of the coldest white boys. They're the two coldest white boys the league has ever seen. So and I was trying to see if, does the Mount Rushmore have to have a white player on there? That's why I had those two guys. They were two.
Sounds like a DEI hire to me.
President said that's nice. That's super nice. And then LeBron was in consideration too. But again, when I go through those things, and I'm like, well, you know, he got that from Mike. Everything from his freaking number to being with choosing Nike and doing his shoe deal, stock options, all of that. I listened to Maverick Carter talk about the stock options or whatever when they went to Nike the second time, or whatnot. To copying his movie, when you said media, the first thing I thought about was, you know, Mike did media too. He just, you know, he had some of the best selling movies with Come Fly With Me, and Space Jam, which Bron tried to copy. So I just put that under Mike's influence on the game.
So in summation, what you are saying is you feel that LeBron's contributions were more negative than positive.
No, I didn't. No, well,
that seems to be
no.
That's what I'm getting from it.
I can't say
Call
that.
him out.
No, I wouldn't say that, Dante, and that's definitely not a goal. But some of those things have a negative viewpoint.
Because to me, if it's more positive than negative, and then you throw in the basketball stuff, there's no way in hell he's not on there.
No, I don't feel that way.
So then it's just about basketball then. You don't feel that way because you don't feel like his basketball game is better than the other Jerry West and Bill Russell.
I match up.
I still don't get how the hell he is.
When I match up,
continually fuck me up.
When I match up Bron's legacy and his contributions to the game, and I match it up individually against all four of the players that I chose, his impact is not greater than theirs. That's how I came down on it.
But it is on the court.
No, it's not.
It's more than Bill.
It's not.
Well, I mean, we
okay. All right, moving on. All right.
We drove that boat last week. We ain't gonna get back into it.
Because we got to get to what's going on right now, fellas, with this NBA Finals, bro.
What the hell?
What the hell? I think you've been saying it, Greg, about them damn Pacers.
What the hell? You
gotta kill them.
You got to kill them. You can't let them breathe, dog. You can't allow them to stick around.
Right on time.
The jabronis.
So I'm just throwing it out there. Either one of y'all can ask, did OKC choke or did Indy just come to play and steal it?
Well, before we get into that, let's make, because he had something to say last night about who picked who. So from my recollection, all three of us picked OKC, but he says he didn't.
You can't say recollection when I watched the show and we didn't do it. So you can't say from your recollection.
Moving forward, okay, I picked OKC.
Yeah, just do that.
I picked OKC. However, I am rooting for the Pacers. Dante?
Still got OKC in 6.
I got Indiana winning the series.
All right. So you said, what was the question again?
Choke it away, or did Indy, or was it Indy, or was it more OKC?
I wouldn't necessarily. For it to be a choke job, you have to have a litany of errors. You know what I'm saying? Missed free throws, turnovers, bad coaching decisions. I don't think that happened. Did they miss shots? Yeah, that happens over the course of a game. Indiana has shown that this isn't a fluke situation. They, like any other team that I've seen, have the ability to come back and still snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. It wasn't the other way around. OKC did not snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. It was Indiana. They are as resilient a team as I've seen in quite some time, where they can be down 10, 15 points. If they are within striking range and they get hot, and the hot it always comes from somebody unexpected. And that's because they play a lot of players throughout the season. It was Miles Turner in the fourth quarter. Then it was Andrew Nembhard. And then, of course, your boy, what the Haliante, what the Haliburton. That man got balls as big as the sea, as big as the ocean. Let's go, Haliburton.
Can you not give shout outs and props to garbage ass artists with this Haliburton? What the hell
that
y'all?
that song super trash. That song, my God, I've not heard a worse rap song since Soldier Boy Tell 'em. I promise that Soldier Boy did better than rapping than him. I could not wait till he got to the chorus part. I was like, what the hell is he? What the hell is this?
When are you gonna stop trying to give these new artists, these YNs on these mics a chance?
Hey man, you gotta give young bloods a chance. When I hear
people chiming, and then I see videos of whatever the new release is or whatever, that shit don't never make me want to go listen to the whole song.
And that Lil Wayne, man, ooh, Bapola. He got the lyrics, but the beats, ooh, super trash. Super trash.
So Dante and G, man, OKC choked. OKC choked in this game.
How?
I'm about to tell you.
Thank you.
They led the game the entire time. The Pacers did not get a lead until that point 3. That was the first time they led in the game the whole time. They had damn near 20 turnovers in the first half or something like that, something crazy like that.
20 turnovers
in the first half.
25 for the game. And
they stayed in command.
11 points off 25 turnovers.
11 points.
I think when I watched the game, it never felt like Indiana had a chance, but it also at the same, it's weird. I know this is oxymoron. I didn't feel like the Pacers had a chance with the way they were turning the ball over. But every time I looked at the score and it never got above 15 or 16 points, I was like, see, this is the type of game that they could win. They've been doing this.
OKC shot 39.8% from the field.
Your boy Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP, shot his team out of the game. That man shot like 30 something times in the game. He was not his spectacular norm.
He shot 30. He was 14 for 30.
Yeah. So that's a bit too much. And it showed. He had
but let's talk about Chet and Jalen. No, I ain't.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Talk about number 2 and number 3.
Jalen ended up hitting his numbers. Chet
Mike is the standard.
Chet was a fish out of water in this game.
Mike is the standard. It's plenty of nights Mike shoot 30 plus a game.
Man, G, you going to stop, dog.
Hey, man, Mike is the standard.
You got to stop.
Mike is the standard. Mike has shot. So you can't say the fact that he shot 30 times a game, he shot him out the game.
Great. But you can discuss that without bringing up Mike when you
No, we can't. You got to stop with this. Putting Mike on a super pedestal where we cannot point out some flaws that are consistent with how Mike played.
Putting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in any comparison with Michael Jordan is insanity.
It's not. We always do that. We always bring a comparison.
That's just as bad as the Talking Heads calling A2K the next Michael Jordan. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. However, saying that Michael Jordan also used to shoot 30 times, you cannot say SGA was the cause of them losing because he shot 30 times. His game is their team is centered around SGA's play. Him scoring buckets. That's how they play. That's how they won 65 games. Turning folks over, playing hellacious defense.
Oh, thank you for finally getting to the league. Yes, he's their leading scorer. He was also the leading scorer of the league. But that type of jacking is not something that got them there. He's the highest scoring guard, highest scoring player in the league, but he definitely shot this team out of their chance to win the game. Was he brilliant? His normal brilliant self? No, he was not. Did Chet come to play? No, he did not. Did the coach? You said a coaching mistake has to be made. There was a coaching mistake made at the very beginning of the game. Did you notice that they changed the start lineup for no damn reason at all? Brought
But
Hartenstein off the bench.
think, but that's not a choke. A choke job is choking away a game with poor decisions in the final stages of the game. Nobody thinks about what was that a bad coaching decision changing the lineup? You can say that. You can say that, and you can even say that may have cost them the game, but that's not a choke. That's different from a choke. We can't just say because a team lost the game that they choked it away just because another team made a great comeback. Did they miss shots? Yeah. Did they turn the ball over down the stretch, Jerry? Was there a bunch of turnovers?
I just noticed the missed shots is what got it for me.
Yeah, so that's not a choke.
And the type
if they was missing layups,
it's a choke because they stayed up the whole entire game and they never lost their lead. That's why it's a choke.
To me, it is when it's the same shots you normally make. That's to me the difference. If it's the same, now if you're doing something else, but these are the same shots they normally make to beat teams and put teams away.
Well,
that's why I say it.
If you look at the previous series, not Minnesota, but Denver, what cost them in that game and what cost them 2 to 3 games in the Denver series was that they were not making open shots. And that's why they lost the game. Now, again, and it was a post that you had made, Jerry. Dort was scorching hot. But what did you say? I will allow Dort, Caruso, and Wallace to continue shooting. At some point, the shots are going to the percentages are going to balance themselves out. He's going to regress to the mean, so to speak. And that's what was happening. You had people starting to take shots that, you know what I'm saying, if they're open, they can hit them, but they can also miss them too. They're not a great three-point shooting team, and they haven't been the entire season. They got hot against Minnesota. That's what made people believe that they couldn't be beat after they beasted Minnesota, was because you had Dort making shots, you had Holmgren making shots, you had Caruso making shots, you had Cason Wallace making shots, then you had your bench mob coming in, them making shots, your boy Robertson and Isaiah Joe, but they didn't do that, especially during the stretch part of the game when the Indiana started to make their run.
This is the thing that separates today's era and eras of yesteryear, which I think had better players. It's IQ. It's IQ. You can throw coaching and IQ in there as well. Let's go. I'm just going to go back as far as Dirk. Dirk is one of the greatest players we've ever seen play the game. In his championship run, when they destroyed the Miami Heat, right? You had points in the game where players like Dirk make the decision, I'm either going to score or I'm going to get to the free throw line. That's not a mentality that we saw in last night's game from the MVP or any other player on that team. They tried to just ride it out the way we've been playing this game all the way through. We were up. They just kept doing the same thing. No, the game of basketball, when it comes down to it, when it comes to winning time, that's what made some of the greatest of the greats, the players that they were. I'm going to make this play, and there ain't no other options. I'm going to make this play, and this game is going to be over, especially if they got a lead and the other team is turning it over like they were doing. Dirk Nowitzki put his head down when he needed to get a bucket. He put his head down or put that knee up and got to the free throw line or whatever the case may be. But it was a IQ play. It wasn't just, I'm going to do this because I know how to do this. That's one thing I noticed about what's my man's name? 00 for the Pacers. Mathurin. He's a talented player. He's a short, athletic, two guard basically. he had to be sat down a couple of times in the game because he was trying to play too fast. And I'm like, man, he's contributed to this team all year. I've seen him contribute somewhat in the playoffs. He's been off. Nerves look like they're getting to him, but it's like he forgets. It's like he gets the ball in an attack position and he forgets to play the game. And he's just like, well, I'm athletic, I'm fast. Let me just try to go and do this. Where is the IQ? You got to be a smart player and win these type of games, especially when you see the lead dwindling and you know the history of this team. You know the big shot making ability of their star player in Haliburton. Coach call a timeout, run a different play, do something. But to lose this game in the fashion that they did, it's a choke job. Now, yeah, hats off to Haliburton and the rest of the jabronis. We get knocked down threes and all of that. Yeah, all of that. I get all of that. But it was a choke job, if you ask me.
You go back to that Dallas Miami series like you just watched it or something. Did you have it on replay or something last night?
No, I just definitely remember.
It's ridiculous. You find every opportunity to bring that up, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, like I said, I'm just looking at the play-by-play. Alex Caruso misses shot. Lou Gordon-Dents misses 24-foot three-pointer. Keaton Wallace misses 25-foot three-pointer. Isaiah Hartenstein, they just miss shots, man. They just miss shots. That's all. That's it.
That's choking,
man. I still think they're a better team than the Pacers, and I think they're
right. If they turn Indiana over 20 times, then the next game they're gonna blow them out.
They'll win big. I agree with that. So
that's big. That's
on that, man. Who has
big.
more than Dame, Haliburton or SGA?
Say that again.
Winning the finals, who has more to gain, Haliburton or SGA?
I would say it's both. I would say it's both. Well, maybe Shea. Oh man, it might be equal, Dante, because Shea's the MVP. So to the victor go the spoil. So if the MVP pulls it out as the best player and makes his team the best team in the league, then more opportunities are going to open up to him, and he's a step closer to possibly being the face of the league if that's something that he's allowed to walk into. And then on the behalf of Haliburton, if Haliburton, who's coming into superstardom, if he's able to lead this team,
you'll see.
If he's able to lead his team to a championship against a team that nobody, the odds makers, the talking heads, nobody has given a chance, then it's big. It's a big step for him because, like I said, he's walking into superstardom by doing that. He's on the biggest stage, making all these clutch decisions and clutch shots. Coming back from the brink of elimination, like Greg likes to say, snatching. What is the saying, Greg?
Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah. So,
or snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Either way, if you snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, that means you choke that shit away.
It may be, yet you said it wasn't a choke job. But it may be equal, Dante.
I said they didn't snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. I said they didn't do that. That's what I said.
Yeah, it may be equal.
You think it's equal, G?
Yeah. I think it's equal. I don't know if SGA has more to gain. This definitely solidifies his MVP. And if Haliburton wins, depending on, his contributions, if he wins a finals MVP, then he also gets, a lion's share of the public sentiment about being a superstar. I think SGA probably already kind of solidified that, even though I think they're rising. They fit in there. We'll talk about superstars in a later episode, but Nah, I don't know if either one has more to
Sound like
gain.
both of y'all got Haliburton in there already.
Who?
I just say that's what it sounds like.
Nah, I don't necessarily have him as a superstar right now, but he's rising. He's definitely rising.
I don't see how he can't be in the superstar realm when
I mean,
he got his team to the conference finals last year against my Celtics. He played well until he
well,
was injured.
when we discuss superstars, we're gonna discuss criteria. And so we're gonna, make sure that we are consistent. And I'm gonna hold you to what your criteria is. It can't be this ever evolving door for superstars. Like you just
The
Paul
man is
George.
playing in the finals, Greg.
Listen, I'm not
The
disputing.
man is playing in the NBA finals as we speak.
What are you hearing me say?
How can nothing but super
What are you hearing me say?
Nothing but superstars lead their teams to the finals. I can't think of a team that didn't have a superstar.
The Detroit Pistons in 2004.
They got your boy Big Shot became a superstar in that moment. Did he not?
No. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh,
no, he did not.
Okay.
Well,
okay. So
that is you and Derek Kelsey.
So if Chauncey Billups wasn't a superstar, was Ben Wallace a superstar?
No.
Lord have mercy. With all those defensive player of the years and
I don't give a damn. Hell no, he was not. He was not a superstar.
Was Dennis Rodman a superstar?
Dennis Rodman didn't become a superstar until
he
started putting on makeup
yes or no question.
And wedding gowns.
It's a yes or no question.
When he played for Detroit? When he played for Detroit?
Was Dennis Rodman a superstar? Yes or no?
Not when he played for Detroit. Lord, he didn't become a superstar until he joined the Bulls and started wearing makeup and mascara.
Well, I'll give you my answer. A superstar basketball at playing the game of basketball? No. He was
Dennis Rodman was not a superstar.
With all the other stuff.
All the other stuff.
Yes. So you just said Dennis Rodman was not a superstar. It was not an NBA superstar.
No.
Okay. All right. Both of y'all wrong, but
Dennis Rodman was a specialist, an absolute beast of a specialist, yes. But he was not a superstars carry teams, bro. They carry.
Dennis Rodman was the third greatest rebounder.
I'm glad you said something about
the
criteria.
History
yeah,
of
we
the
got
game.
to have we got to have some criteria, man.
Yours, bro, are very low. Yours are very, very
low in the history of the game.
Listen, low, bro. All you have to do is get to a conference finals, according to him.
Superstar.
One of the top 5 defenders ever in the game.
Who else was on all them teams? So Kukoc and shit. Who else was out there for 3 of them? G. Who else was on them teams? All superstars? I mean, come on, bro. Just making it to a damn final don't make you no damn superstar.
Nope. It doesn't, and it should.
I said leading.
Dennis Rodman didn't lead the team to no damn championship.
I didn't say he did. I'm talking about Haliburton.
Yeah, but but you brought up Dennis Rodman.
I almost said Haliburton. Yeah, because I'm making a case.
What team did he lead to the final?
Because I was making a case for Ben Wallace's play, superstar play.
What team did Ben Wallace lead to the final?
The Pistons.
He didn't lead. Man, stop it. Bro.
Oh my God.
What was the Pistons' claim to fame for winning that championship? So,
playing the right way.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Playing the right way.
Man.
Defense.
Playing the right way.
One of the greatest defensive teams the game has ever seen.
Right. Team. Exactly. Exactly.
You remember they held somebody to like 50 points?
So?
It was their defense. And who led their defense?
Nobody is disputing
Ben Wallace.
Man, you off your
rocker. Yeah, you off your rocker, man. Stop it. You done lost your mind.
I know that's an old head ass saying, but you off your damn rocker, bro.
That Orlando Magic had too tight, bro. You got it 3 sizes too little, bro. You need to
gotta know the game, man. Gotta know the game.
It's cutting off the blood flow to your brain cells.
You too. Let us know what you feel about that.
Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman superstars?
Are they superstars?
Were they superstars?
No
Were
doubt.
they superstars? Yes or no?
This man said Ben Wallace. And the only reason Rodman, like I said, he was wearing wedding dresses and makeup.
Right.
He was a sideshow.
When you have to do that, that means you're not a superstar on the court. You need to be when you're trying to be one off the court. Stop it, bro. Stop it.
Y'all boys.
Stop it.
please continue to take us seriously, world. Because these
dude.
dudes here,
Hey, G, I can't wait for the comments on this one, bro.
these dudes here.
And
Me
when they
Dennis
all go
Rodman,
against you,
Dennis
Jerry,
Rodman, one of the
your ass
greatest
will be the one damn
rebounders.
responding this week. Because when they all go against you, your ass will be the one responding this week, bro.
One
Get
of the
your ass
greatest.
in there and respond to these damn comments, bro.
One of the
Phone on.
greatest rebounders and defenders the game has ever seen. Definitely helped the team. The man, how many championships? The man has what? 5 championships. The man has 5 championships.
On this Rodman superstar,
boy,
Wallace,
bona fide superstar.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. All right, man, we got to move on. Let's keep it moving. Let's talk about the NBA a little bit more. You know, your boy,
back-to-back defensive player of the year.
Adam Silver came out and did some talking this week about the NBA All-Star Game and expansion. Here we come with another gimmick for next year. Looks like it's going to go in some form. He didn't say what form it was going to take yet, but you know they have the Winter Olympics. I think that's going on next February. So he's thinking about basically the USA versus the world to fit the theme of the Olympics that'll be going on. Love it or hate it. Love it or hate it. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm sick of the All-Star weekend, man. I really am. Like, I haven't watched it in years. I have not watched the All-Star game in years. I haven't watched the last part of the All-Star weekend that I watched was Steph versus Inescu and the little 3-point competition they had. At one point, I was watching just the men's 3-point competition and then not watching anything else. Dunk contest, left that alone plenty of years ago. That's not interesting to me. I'm sick of I'm just sick of the whole thing. They can scrap it. I don't care. But if you're gonna do it, this is the perfect year to introduce, and it may not be for the foreseeable future, but for a couple of years, I think it'll be a good thing to go with the world versus the USA. I threw some ideas out the other day when we talked about it on the page. I'd like to see them get away with the dunk contest altogether, get rid of the celebrity game. Instead of celebrity game, bring out the best high schoolers in the world and let them have an exhibition game. Maybe we can get these adult grown-ass men to play hard when they see some high schoolers play hard in an exhibition game.
I think it's too much liability involved with that.
Maybe if the world team kicks their ass in front of these high schoolers, maybe they gain some pride and want to bring the game back to its heyday and show some respect for the game and play hard enough just so they're not embarrassed by the world players. And maybe we can help close that gap with the high school players over here and the players overseas that have definitely gained ground and definitely are running the league right now. We got Canadians and Europeans running the NBA, and that's something I thought I would never see in my lifetime.
Gee, would that make you want to watch it? USA versus the world?
Not if they're going to bullshit and bull jive. I want to see it's becoming depressing watching the NBA All-Star. I ain't going to say depressing, but it's a joke. It's an embarrassment. What happened to the pride of just playing decent ball? You ain't got to get down in no chair.
$300 million contracts happening.
For the fans. For the fans in the interest of the game.
What I hear though, a lot of times what they complain about is the obligations around the weekend.
Don't do them.
Yeah, they would probably the NBA need to remove some of their brand establishments, you know what I'm saying, and promotions that they be doing for their own brands, their own pockets, their own foundations. The NBA Foundation, they need to kind of if they want a better product, you know what I'm saying, make it a less taxing weekend.
But see, that's a cop-out, G. That's a cop-out in my opinion. In my opinion, that's what you just said is a cop-out on the players who just want to do their things and not want to do the NBA thing. It's the All-Star weekend. They still have to sell the league.
Right. So that's what I said. They would have to
there
do.
are some events that you should have to do, but I very seriously doubt that the NBA is giving them so many things to do over the weekend that it's taken away from their experience because
But that's what they saying, Jerry. You play for an NBA franchise.
Like I said, in my opinion, and I'm sure it's something we can research. We'll come back with some research on this.
Let me ask y'all this. So what about, because I firmly believe this group of NBA players, the only thing that's going to work is like a winner take all for a very large sum of money. I think that's the only thing that's going to work.
Nah.
And I don't know. Let me finish though. I don't want it, but I think the way they're wired, it might be the only thing that works. You know what I'm saying? Or not, or if it doesn't, you might as well scrap it because they're not them versus the world. Why would a dude making $70 million a year? He don't give a damn about the world player.
And then like we was talking about earlier, like how many world players is it? Is it enough to make an all-star?
That's my biggest thing. Are you going to manipulate the all-star?
There's enough international players, so I guess they would.
Or American in a given year. Let's say 17 of the best ones are world players. Are you not going to make 5 of those all-stars so you can field a U.S. team? That's my whole deal with how does that work? Are you going to be manipulating the team to get 12 and 12? I don't understand how to make that work. You know what I'm saying?
I think if you end up with fewer world players than American all-stars, I think you still run it. I think you still run it.
What if it's 17-7, Jerry?
That's impossible. You might have 14. You might have 14 and 10. Let's just say it's 14 and 10 because you're only playing with 24 players. If it's 14 and 10 and the world team has 10 players versus those 14 and they still kick the U.S. ass, then to me that adds enough gravitas to the game to make those players want to play. Like, damn, we had 14 players and they beat us with 10. That's, to me, that brings back the pride element. Because if you lose into the world team every year, which if you're looking at the next 2 years, they definitely lose to the world team. Definitely. The Americans lose to the world team most definitely over the next 2 years. I mean, you're talking about the Embiids, you're talking about the Jokers of the world, the Giannis's who gonna play hard anyway. SGA, you got the Canadians. So yeah, they definitely get the break speed off them for the next 2 years. I think that would bring it back. I think that would bring back the spirit of competition that's needed in an All-Star game.
I think that's wishful thinking. I believe seriously. I just don't see it. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, what about let's move to expansion, man. So he said basically it needs to be on the table when they meet. I think it's in July that the owners meet. It'll probably definitely be on the table. What city would you like to see with a team? Let's take it there. Who would you like to see get an NBA franchise? Plausible team cities, because we know Birmingham not getting one.
Birmingham,
plausible cities.
Decatur, Alabama. Let's stand up.
Birmingham,
Decatur, stand up.
We're not getting one. But just for the NBA, we would support though. We would support.
But you know where they're trying to go, man. They're trying to put it in Vegas. They're trying to put a team in Vegas.
In Seattle.
Hold on, back up. You said Birmingham would support an NBA team?
Sir, yes, sir.
No, they wouldn't.
We ain't even supporting the Stallions right now. That's crazy. They wouldn't.
We got a 3-time champion in the city, and ain't nobody going to the game. I have not been to one game. I don't like outdoor. I don't like going to outdoor sports.
I've been to one game, but it's difficult to be out there, and well, it hadn't been as hot this year, but I've been out there. And it was burning up. Dante, we went together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
You and DJ. It was so hot. I never again will I go without a visor or one of those straw hats
or
nice a bucket hat. It was nice and hot out there. It was in May too.
Birmingham, Alabama supports Alabama, the University of Alabama, and Auburn. That's it. That's it. And the one day a year we get the Classic. That's all they folk going to.
Well, we do support when they bring an NBA team to do the preseason. That preseason game they had.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Well, not. I'm not talking about the G League team. I'm talking.
When was the last time they even offered us a game?
That was about 2 years ago. They had the Pelicans down there, and it was sold out.
I used to go every year. Whether I could find some tickets or buy some tickets or whatever, I was going. I went every year, but it ain't been on my radar to go.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you though, G. I think for the most part, Seattle definitely are going to be on the list, and Vegas probably be on the list. I heard maybe another team in Texas. I read a rumor about that. I'm like, man, another one in Texas?
No, Seattle and Vegas are basically a lock. Seattle and Vegas are basically a lock. The thing that they
seem like they owe Seattle one for real.
The thing that they have to now the other thing I heard not too long ago was that they were thinking about 4 teams instead of just 2. But if it's just 2, it's definitely gonna be Seattle and Vegas, and then the conversation.
Do they get an international team if they go 4?
That don't make no sense. But the conversation then switches to you got to readjust the conferences.
Right.
Once you add 2 more, you got to readjust the conferences. So if I had to guess which team would be moving to the East, if they're going to do it like that, probably Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis seem like it would make a little sense, you know what I'm saying? Schedule wise, and I don't know. We'll see, man. Like I said, we'll see how it plays out, man. Like I said, I didn't watch much of the All-Star weekend this year either. I started phasing out like you. It was probably about 3 years ago I started to phase it out, you know what I'm saying? Where I wasn't interested, you know what I'm saying? The whole weekend for me, they can kind of scrap it for real. I watched it. The only thing I watch all the way through now still is probably the 3-point contest. That's about it. Other than that, nah, they can.
Yeah, even that has gotten a little stale. You do want to see, the best of the best shoot, and some of the people you don't really see.
Right. But at least you get some stars. You know what I'm saying? 3-point contest.
You get shot making whatever. The dunk contest is what else can they do? What else can you do?
That's why you end it. That's why you just don't do it no more. You end it.
Like there's not a lot more that you can do to add to the dunk contest.
But the problem is those same dunks some of these dudes are doing. If Ant-Man and other people were doing them, the place would be erupting, dog.
Can they do those type of dunks though?
Some of them can, dog. Come on, dog. We can't let them off the hook. Like, yeah, they can do them, dog. Come on, man. Yeah,
all right. It's a day.
Yes, he can do them. You telling me Ja can't do some of those dunks in the contest, dog? Come on, man. Yeah, he can do it. You know what I'm saying? I just think when you making that kind of money, dog, $200-300 million, going up towards now the top max players, $70 million, garbage players, $20 million. Why? They just don't feel like they have to do it, dog. And that it's a shame, but they just don't feel they owe the game that anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I lean more toward it's just not that much you can continue to keep doing on a dunk contest. It's just so much has been done.
Dunk contest has always been about star power.
But even if you get some damn stars, they still gonna be doing some windmill dunks, some 360s, the shit that we continue to see. The most innovative that we saw was a couple of years ago with Aaron Gordon and Levine. They doing crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta get spinning mascots and jumping over cars. You know what I'm saying? It's just time to let it go. It's just time to let it go.
Well, basically, it's our fault then. We've seen so much, you can't impress us anymore, so you might as well scrap it.
It's done.
Basically,
it's done. It's antiquated. It makes no sense to continue to keep doing the dunk contest. Look at what you're doing. You're bringing a G League dude in to do the dunk contest. Just just
Well,
end it. Just end it.
well, let us know. Let us know, YouTube. What do you think? Should the dunk contest be done away with at this point? Is it antiquated at this point? Should they just get rid of the dunk contest? Let us know
Scrap
in
it.
the comments.
I don't
Jerry,
think they
I
should
know.
scrap it, but it is, as much emphasis is being placed on that. I do think, getting the star. I agree with you on that. Getting the stars back in the game will
You
probably
got
help
to.
give
If you
it
can't do
some
that, then
give
I'm
it
with scrapping it.
some element of drama. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? People are tuning in to see your Ant Edwards and your Ja Morants, try to take off and see what they can do. But let's keep it moving.
Keep it moving, Jerry. I know you wanted a minute to check in on the ladies of the WNBA.
Oh Lord, the
Yeah.
women,
The women of the WNBA.
Yeah, man, we gotta, we gotta
ladies.
uplift our women. You know what I'm saying? The women ain't doing it, so we gotta do it. We gotta uplift the WNBA, man. We gotta get them on the same par as the NBA.
No, we
Right.
don't.
So what we have, we're 8 games into the season. The WNBA, they play 40 games. So you got some separation starting to come about. You got 2 undefeated teams. We got the New York Liberty. Inescu has been shooting the blood out of the ball lately. And then you have the Minnesota Lynx being led by my girl Nafisa Collier, who is balling. She's basically having another great season back to back. She's looking like an MVP this year. The biggest thing with the WNBA this year is we had a bunch of movement. There was a lot of movement around the league in the offseason. You had some star players that left teams. The Las Vegas Aces lost Kelsey Plum and some other players. Kelsey she's trying to do her thing in Los Angeles. They're out of the playoff pictures. They have 8 teams in the playoffs every year, but they're way out of the playoff picture. But she's one of the big names that moved. The Dream benefited from some of the big moves. Can either one of you guys tell me the biggest acquisition, biggest being a key word in that went to the Atlanta Dream? Anybody want to take a stab at it? When I say the word biggest acquisitions, player moving to the Atlanta Dream. Anybody? No idea.
We are stumped.
No idea. What if I said it's a center?
Ooh, Griner?
Brittany Griner plays for the Atlanta Dream. So if you want to go check her out, you ain't never seen her play live, 2 hours away, you can go see Brittany Griner do her thing. But she's helped lift this team. Go ahead.
Not interested.
We got to stop. But she's helped lift the Dream. The Dream are at 5-2, so they're right outside of those 2 8-8 teams. Also, the Phoenix Mercury, who lost Brittany Griner and also lost Diana Taurasi to retirement. Surprisingly, they themselves have been able to stay atop the league. They're the fourth leading record in the league at 6-3. How they're staying in it is with player movement as well. And then the last two teams I want to mention, my Las Vegas Aces, they're not looking like the studs, no pun intended. They're not looking like the studs they've been in the past, only sitting at 4-2. Losing Kelsey Plum does hurt, but we did bring in some more scoring and defense to help.
Wow, that's a wild statement, Jerry.
What?
The studs.
I did. I did say no pun intended, but anyway, Jewel Lloyd opted to leave Seattle last year. She, for whatever reason, I guess I need to search that story, but she wanted out of Seattle and she came to the Aces. We haven't found our rhythm yet. Just leave it to that. We haven't found our rhythm yet. And the other team that I'm interested in seeing play is the Seattle Storm. the Seattle Storm had a lot of defectors last year when they had my girl Neko Abumake went out there last year to play, and Skylar Diggins. So they have a good team, and Alicia Clark is out there balling as well. Alicia Clark. But that's them in a nutshell. The other thing I wanted to go over with the WNBA are the leaders. You got Nafisa Collier, who's probably going to win MVP this year if Minnesota continues to play that way. She's leading the league with 25 points a game. Then you have Alicia Gray, who we just mentioned. She's at 21. And then also Brittany Sykes at 21 points a game. Who's the rebounding leader in the WNBA? Both of you should know this one.
Asia Wilson.
Who?
Asia Wilson.
Nah, man.
Reese. Angel.
Leading rebounder.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese, then.
Angel Reese. Angel Reese is leading WNBA rebounding at 12.3. And she plays for the Chicago Sky, if you don't know.
And she also leading the league in Miss Bunnies too.
Man, stop, man. We not.
I love Angel Reese though. I love me some Angel Reese.
He went to the Moses Malone School of Rebounding, miss it and get it.
Yeah, and her what would we call Caitlin Clark to Angel Reese? What would we call they nemesis? Her nemesis. Her nemesis, Caitlin Clark, isn't playing right now. The Fever aren't that good still, nor are the Chicago Sky. They're not in the playoff picture at all. Although the Fever did make it.
And it's the top 8?
Huh?
And it's the top 8?
Yeah, they made it last year.
The top 4 in the conference to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So both of them are top 4 right now in the standings.
Oh no, am I looking at last year?
Yeah, it's New York Liberty at 8-0, Atlanta Dream 5-3, Indiana 3-4, Chicago's 2-4.
Both of them are in there. My bad, I went back to the last one, but yeah, they both are in there right now. Can they maintain? That's what we're looking at. Can they maintain? It's crazy that they in there at 2 and 4.
Well, we appreciate the update on the W, my brother.
Tune in, man. Tune in. Get involved, man. Get involved.
Hey, man,
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I'll be having to cut my grass on Saturdays.
Yeah, get in, man. Basketball.
I'm not even gonna get you. I've watched a few times.
Basketball in its purest form, man.
It's not entertaining. I'm sorry.
The purest form of the game. I'll watch it before I watch baseball. That's for sure.
No,
yeah.
Not a good baseball game now.
No. Yeah, one of these Saturdays, I'm gonna tune in one of these days and catch me some Asia Wilson beasting on the boards.
Right. I mean, I'll watch certain players, but just sitting there watching those games from beginning to end. Nah, bro. I can't do it. But let's roll on, bro, to this signature segment, taking out the trash. We got to take the trash out this week, bro.
Whose trash we taking out this week?
Jerry said we going with your boy up in New England.
Why?
For his old boat party, handing out pink substances and
boats and hoes. Gotta have me some boats and hoes.
Yachts and thoughts.
Yachts and thoughts. Wow.
Yachts and thoughts. You know what it is. So Jerry, I guess my question is, I mean, I'm kind of with Gito. Why are we taking his trash out?
Well, we're taking his trash out because he got a decent deal.
But taking him out with the trash, I said
taking him out with the trash because he got a decent deal with New England, right?
Yeah, it was much nicer than I thought he would get, for real.
And now, who knows whether or not if New England is just trying to make the story worse than what it really is, because of the negative publicity. Who knows? But reports have been that before this incident, there were some things that were going on with Diggs that they didn't like. Whether or not he was keeping up with his rehab.
Let me do this before you finish.
Go ahead.
Coming off the ACL that he had.
Right.
3 years, 63.5 million, $12 million signing bonus, 25 million guaranteed.
That's a total of 70 million, and what in a $70 million deal?
63.5 total, but he got 25 guaranteed on a 3-year deal.
Now,
so he didn't get a $70 million deal, or was it?
I said 63.5 right here.
Okay, so almost $70 million deal. So yeah, so reports, and like I said, this could be New England muddying the waters, knowing that they're gonna release them or whatever the case may be. If that's the case,
they're not gonna release them.
But there's been word that his rehab, they hadn't liked the progress with his rehab. They hadn't liked seeing him. I guess in the news with his partying and whatnot. So, like I said, that could just be spin from the team. But in my opinion, okay, you're kicking it on the yacht or whatever. But this is the thing that gets me with this generation, right? And maybe it's always been like this. We just didn't have a way to do it. Why do we want to show everybody everything, man? Yep. If I got that type of money, man, I don't care about the rest of you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a good person. I'm a good humanitarian.
As knowing what I'm doing, I get you on that. As far as what I got going on,
right? But as far as what I'm doing in my personal life, I'm not rushing to put that on Facebook and Instagram, especially if I'm on a boat with a bunch of chicks.
Boats and hoes.
Tops and tots.
Like,
got to have me my boats and hoes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even if I'm a superstar. Well, not that he's a superstar, but if I'm a star athlete, there's some stuff I'm not even going to share with family and friends. If I'm on a boat with a bunch of chicks, are you serious?
Boats and hoes.
Why do we have to show everything? And if the person recording is right in front of them. This is not like somebody. This is not like what your boy Russell did to Swaggy P.
Yeah, it just shows a person, especially his age. He's been in the league a long time now.
Right, he a vet.
Lack of self-awareness.
He the big homie.
Yeah, so it's
at
like
this point
that you have that little amount of self-awareness to know what's going on. You being recorded, and you just either you don't care or you're stupid. It's one of the two. You know what I'm saying? Either you just don't give a damn or you really stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So either way, if I'm a Patriot fan, I'm worried. Because either he don't care and he thinking maybe it's coming to an end for me. I don't give a damn anyway.
Right.
Or he just stupid.
Right. And it's not even an Ezekiel Elliott moment where, he was passed out from dope or screwing or whatever the case may be. And the chick took pictures of him and you know what I'm saying, and busted his trick up.
Right.
Why he had to been doing dope, man? He just could have busted nut and went to sleep.
Yeah, well, it was dope on the table.
It happens to everybody.
Either it was dope on the table. Either way,
she might have been smoking the dope, not him.
But either way, what I'm saying is, it's not even that particular situation. This is him in front of the camera, in front of the person filming, pulling out a bag of whatever this chick was asking for. So, it's why are we trying to show? Why are you trying to impress the masses with what you doing? Oh, I'm kicking. That's so lame to me, man. It's just so lame.
Man, this is a nothing burger. This is all this is. The optics of it says that the Patriots were in voluntary OTAs and he out here kicking it with a bunch of women on a boat, on a yacht, with some thoughts. That's all it is. It happens all the time. Again, we are old heads. Yes, we grew up in an era where if you wasn't part of the crew, you didn't need to know what the crew was doing. You know what I'm saying? We ain't have to, you know what I'm saying? We ain't have to publicize all of the stuff. So I know nowadays with social media, you know, you want to show the trip that you on, the vacation that you on, you know what I'm saying? But when you got that much money to lose and you know how the media works with professional athletes,
Right.
you don't need those things in your life. So I agree with you, Dante. It was stupid. Is it a fireable offense? No. And are the
That it was
Patriots
on the
gonna?
table. That's the report I saw, that it was on the table. But
Yeah,
I'm with you. They not gonna do.
they removed it. He done went to another voluntary OTA.
Right.
They're
Right.
not releasing him for being on a boat with a bunch of
Right.
hoes. That's
Right.
just not gonna happen.
You're not
He's
getting.
not. He won't be playing in the beginning of the year anyway.
Well, he passed his physical, so we know that his knee is recovering. It's about him getting his knee comfortable and confident in making the cuts that he's gonna need to make full speed, and getting back into playing shape. That's it.
Right.
And most of the time they do that. Most of the players do that in the summer months, and by the time they get ready to show up for real camp.
So is this more? Is this more of a heightened situation if Belichick is the coach still?
If Belichick was the coach, he wouldn't have done it.
Probably if Belichick the coach, probably not even.
If Belichick wasn't the coach, he wouldn't have rented a boat. He wouldn't have rented a yacht and had chicks on the boat.
He wouldn't have done it.
I don't think they ever would have signed him.
He wouldn't. He probably would have never put it on camera like that. He probably, if this is what I would have done if I'm NFL player, athlete out here with kicking it with Cardi B, busting up Cardi B, anybody. You come on my boat, but all the phones gone.
They gone.
Put your phones in the what's the name?
Like Chappelle do when you go to his comedy show.
Put it in a box. Lock it up.
Put that shit in the box.
Lock it up. This here's what we doing. This ain't for the world to see.
Right.
You can take a picture when you coming on the boat and when you leaving off the boat.
Right.
Why are you messing with Cardi in the first place? But anyway, was Cardi on the boat?
Cardi was on another boat.
She wasn't on the boat with him.
Not in that viral video that went public, but they got another viral photo out of him and Cardi.
It's reported that he's smashing. It's been being reported.
Yeah, that's been out there though.
Yeah.
I don't understand the fascination with Cardi B, but whatever.
Hey man, she $1 million chick with a BBL and some fake boobs.
There you have it. Hey, but before we get out of here, man, let's give a quick shout out to your girl, Coco Gauff.
Number 2 in the world, right?
She will be in the finals. I was about to say the French Open. I don't think they call that no more. What do they call it now? The Roland Garros or something. I think is what they call it now. But she's in the finals. So shout out to her. Good luck tomorrow. Hopefully she can
Good luck, Coco. Bring it home, baby.
Go home, baby. She got a tough task ahead of her, but I think she can get it done, though. So shout out to Coco for making the finals. Anything else before I wrap this thing up, fellas?
Not at all, my friend.
All right, then. It's a wrap, fellas. Hey, y'all know the motto, man. Talk your trash, but if you're going to talk your trash, make sure you stand on that shit. Till next week, we are the OldHeads. We out of here.
Peace. Oh, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe before we go. Start it over. Start it over. Start it over.
Hey, y'all know the motto, man. You know the old head motto, man. Talk your trash, stand on that shit when you talk that shit, and we'll see you on next week. But before we do it, G, give them the line, baby.
Hey, man, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Click on the link. Get on the comments. Let us know how you feel if we speak in your language, if we talking a bunch of bull jive like Jerry Wren was doing at the beginning of this podcast. Let us know. Get on the Facebook page. Send us a DM. If you want to join the OldHead Nation, the community where we talk a lot of sports, a lot of these conversations that we put on the airwaves, they're born right there in our group. You know, we got a bunch of fellas. Shout out Derek Kelson. Shout out Leonard Robinson. Shout out to Marchand Colvin. Shout out
Doc.
to Marcella Perkins. Shout out to Doc. He ain't in the group, but shout out to Doc. You know, and we bring them on time to time to talk your shit. Stand on your shit.
Stand on your shit. When you talk your trash, stand on that shit. We out of here, man. Until next week. Peace.
Peace.